It's time for the Fighters Voice Radio Show with your fighting host, Richard Ortiz, and the formidable co-host, Cole ESCOVEDO. Fighters Voice Radio Show.
Fresno, California, we're live here in Mad Production Studios. We have a great show for you today. Before I go any further, I'm just letting you know that you still have time to subscribe to the Fighter's Voice. We got with us, calling by way of phone call in the studio, 5-time in 4 different weight divisions. I'm talking about 5-time world champion in 4 different weight classes. The one, the only. Before I even say his name, I want that to marinate a little bit. Cole, should I let that marinate? I'm sorry, Carol. I called you Cole. Cole and Carol kind of sound the same.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do. Well, to me, both the Coles
don't
start
make
with
me
a C.
chin check you, baby.
Okay, don't chin check me. Don't chin check me.
Just kidding.
It's Carol, the
Yes.
CUTWOMAN.
Hello.
Welcome back. You've been
Thank
on
you.
a little vacation.
No, I've been on assignment, but that's okay.
That's right. Yeah, you
That's
heard
right.
that, huh?
Yes, I did.
Vacation assignment. Vacation
Yes.
assignment. We got a lot of topics we're going to be talking about.
Can't wait.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about fast cars. We're going to be talking about Spence's fast car and how he's recovering. We're going to be
Right.
talking about the big fight this weekend, and I'm talking about Regis.
Regis.
Rigaroo, Pro Gray.
That's right.
And Josh Taylor.
Yeah, that's
We're
going
going
to
to
be
touch
good.
a little bit on MMA
Okay,
as well.
cool.
And we're going to talk about this product that's changing the world. I did some research. It's changing the world, and I can't wait to try it to help me with my hurt knee.
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I
Hey,
know
guess,
what you're
guess
talking
what I
about.
did? I started the 6-week challenge today. Today's day number 2.
oh,
Yeah,
congratulations.
yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one day at a time. I'm going to ask our guests to give me some pointers and maybe, show me how to put together 1-2 real quick.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me introduce to you the one, the only, out of Robert Garcia's Boxing Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, out of the blue corner, official weight 140 pounds because he's going back down there. His record, unblemished except for 1 loss, 2 pound for pound. We call him Errol Spence, but the one, the only, ladies and gentlemen, that we have, Mikey, the American Dream Garcia with us. How you doing, Mikey?
Hey, Richard. Thank you. Always a pleasure to be on this show.
Man, it's always a pleasure to have you.
Yes.
And you know what? I feel good knowing that you trust us, you know what I mean, to want to be on the show and just let loose like you always do. I mean, it says volumes, man. What's your take on that, Mikey?
Oh, man, look, like I've always told everybody, I really appreciate all the love and support from all my fans, first of all, so everything I do is for them, for my fans, for the people that support me, so I like to take on fights that the people can get excited for. Becoming world champion is one thing, and that's great, but if the fans don't recognize you or won't recognize you as a world champion because you haven't fought the guys that they want to see you in the ring with, then that world title doesn't have enough value to me. So everything I do, is for my fans, and that's why I take on the fights that I do. I'm always pushing for bigger fights, and I got a lot of things that I can do, a lot of fights that are interesting, in my career. I'm always trying to challenge myself. I mean, I'm not done yet. I'm barely getting started on this stage of my career where I'm in the biggest fights available, and just want to deliver memorable nights to all my fans.
I'm not going to go into all that right now as far as asking you when's your next fight. We'll kind of just slide that in there because that's the most asked question that you get. And also, I think you're going to look brilliant at 140. But you carry 147 really well. I mean, I can see you dipping from both divisions. I mean, you're at 147. Your body's maturing there. It seems to want to call that home. But yet I know there's some business you can take care of in the 140-pound division as well. And I'll just let that marinate. We'll go back to that right now. There's one thing that I'm going to be honest with you that I was concerned with. Because the last time I talked to you, I was talking to you about your car and how fast it goes. And when that whole ordeal happened with Errol Spence, honestly, I mean, it's a miracle that he's alive. But brother, I can't help but worry about you, my man. I know you drive responsibly, and you told me you drive on the track. But you got a lot of years that you're here to give the fans and the followers and also your supporters. What's your whole take on that incident and knowing that you have a car just as fast?
No, yeah, look, I like cars. I mean, I think most guys will agree that it all starts with the Hot Wheels when we were kids. You buy the little toys, little sports, Mustangs, and then Lamborghinis or whatever. And I mean, now I'm at the stage of my career where I can actually afford to own vehicles like that. And I've purchased a few. I have a few that I like to drive, but I do take them to the track whenever I do want to open them up a little bit. Safer environment, safer road condition. All the drivers are at the same level of experience as I am, and we're not competing for anything other than just our own time. So you take it to the pace that you want, that you feel safe, and we have safety staff on hand.
Yeah.
So the space at the track is the most adequate location to drive a car like that. You're talking about a Lamborghini, talking about Ferrari, McLaren. These vehicles are meant to be driven at the track, not quite at the street.
Right.
I do drive them on the street once in a while, but at a regular speed. I don't speed at all. I don't drive fast. Not paying attention to other cars revving their engine. That's just not being responsible. I'm not gonna pay attention to any car. That's not me. I go to the track. I enjoy the car there, and I think that's the best way to do it. Errol Spence, from what I've heard and read, had a very bad accident.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best conditions. He himself probably was not in the best state to be driving a vehicle.
Yeah.
At all, especially not at those speeds. And I mean, it was just it's very unfortunate that he didn't quite think about it enough, or no one was there maybe to remind him not to be driving. But hopefully he gets well and comes back from this and learns from it. And
Right.
maybe it serves other fighters and other athletes, other people, just as a reminder how dangerous a car on the road at high speeds can really be.
Right.
Yeah, and life is so precious. I can't help but think about Salvador Sanchez, and even James Dean.
Yes.
And no, I'm just saying, my man. I started thinking about you because I know your cars and you love them and you drive responsible.
As soon as at that Thursday morning the news broke out, I was getting phone calls. I was getting messages from everybody that knows me. Asking me, if I was okay, make sure I'm not driving like that. And, it's a big concern because they know I have vehicles just like that. But like I said, I'm being more responsible than most guys. Maybe I don't know. I like to be safe. I'm not thinking I'm the best driver either. I'm not trying to show off to anybody. So I mean, hopefully this serves as a lesson for many.
Right.
It does, and it's an eye-opener. Carol, it must be nice, right, to have all those automobiles. But I'm hearing, and I like the fact that he drives them responsibly.
Oh, definitely.
He'll take it on the road for leisure, for himself,
Right.
but he's make sure he's 100% coherent behind the wheel. And it must be nice going to the track. We got to go to the track one day, huh, Carol?
That would be awesome because I love fast cars
You guys are
myself.
welcome. Let's do a
Let's
day at
do
the
it.
track, and I'll show you guys around.
Oh, that would be really awesome. I would love that.
Hey, be careful what you say, because I'm going to call you on that, man. I'm going to call in sick from work, and I'll be right there. And you're going to be saying, what
I'm
are you
serious.
doing, my
I'm
man?
serious.
Okay.
I'm serious. I'm always available to go to the track and take friends with me. I mean, I've taken a lot of friends with me to the track so they can ride along with me and enjoy and spend some time in a car that's supposed to go fast, but you're doing it in a responsible manner,
Right.
responsible way.
Absolutely.
Do you have one of those like 5-point seat belts and the roll bar and all
Yes,
that?
we got the 5-point harness. We have the right seatbelts. We have the right cars to do it.
Oh, that's awesome.
There you go. Does Robert go with you?
No, he's too afraid to get in the car with me.
Hey, man. Hey, I got to make sure I cut some weight, too, man, because I don't want to just, not be able to put the seatbelt on me, man.
You won't be able to get out of the car.
No, I'm serious, man. I mean, really. And that's my mission. I see people like you and athletes, and I take responsibility for myself as well. If I'm going to be around these athletes, superior world-class athletes, it's time for me to take my craft serious, and I'll put myself on the hot seat and hold myself accountable, and I'm looking forward to the challenge and the responsibility that I'm setting. So enough said about that, but hey, I'll take you up on that offer, especially when the weather is right.
Yes,
For sure.
for sure.
I'm in on it.
We got a track just 20 minutes from my house, so we could always go there.
Hey, we'll have to check that out. Well, that'll be the next time we go on location. We go down to the gym, we'll do the interview, and then we'll get some
For
leisure
sure.
time and just jump in there.
Oh, that'd be great.
Let's do it.
All right, man, I'm looking forward to that. But one thing I am looking forward to is this weekend. This weekend, Carol. I mean, all the talk is over. All the hype is over. Right now, they're doing. I mean, Robert. I mean, Mikey would know more about this right now. Is they're doing their weight cutting.
Yes.
Because that fight is taking place this Saturday, and I'm talking about Regis.
Rigaroo.
Yes,
Rigaroo Pro Gray.
That's right. You know, I got to ask the expert, Mikey. What's your take on that fight? Who do you have and why?
Look, I think it's a great matchup. Look, both young world champions, hungry to make a statement, you know, and unify the titles. Two different styles. You know, you got the boxer, you know, Taylor, the boxer, the a little more intelligent, slick fighter.
Yeah.
But then you have Prograis, you know, the come forward, dangerous, you know, with both hands, very strong, you know, fighter. So it's a great matchup. You know, it's classic. You know, the puncher versus the boxer. You know, the brawler versus the boxer. That kind of matchup. Who do I take? I mean, it's a tough one because if I go with who I think is the better boxer, I'm gonna go with Taylor. But who's the most dangerous guy and then can end the fight with one punch? You know, you got to pick Prograis. Me personally, I think this fight will probably go 12 rounds, and if it does go 12 rounds, then we're looking at Taylor as the winner just by boxing. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Prograis can end the fight, you know, with a knockout, because the guy can do it. You know, he's got that kind of power.
Yeah, he does. And you know what? Again, your expert knowledge on the fight, your play-by-play. I was about to ask you, to avoid that knockout, what does Taylor have to do?
Well, he has to keep Taylor has to box very, very smart, be efficient, not stay in the pocket trading punches too much, because the more you do, the longer time you spend in there, you know, the more dangerous it is.
Yeah.
So he has to box, circle around, use his footwork, and just punch from the outside, you know, not on the inside, because that's Prograis' game plan there, fighting on the inside.
Okay, we want to make sure it doesn't go the distance, because if it does go the distance, then I think Taylor's hand is going to get raised.
Yeah.
And now I'm in the Regis camp. I'm in Camp Regis right now. What do I have to do to win this fight? And able to get that to get my opponent to trade with me and get the KO that I need.
I think Regis needs to work his way on the inside, especially once he's on the inside, work the body to tire Taylor and you know, keep him from using those legs. You know, smother him into the corners, into the ropes, work on the inside, you know, with accept to the body, and, you know, maybe do that for the first half of the fight, and then, you know, his legs start to give out. He won't be able to use his legs from all that body work. So now Taylor has to fight. And at that point, then Prograis can start to land some better shots on the inside to upstairs and hurt Taylor. And I think that's what Prograis needs to do. Just, you know, work his way in there first in the body, and then cut the ring. You know, keep on the corner in the rope, and once we have, you know, 5th, 6th, 7th round, then you can start focusing more on targeting the head.
Is that more or less what you have down, Carol?
Oh, most definitely. No, I agree with him on that, because he's talking more like, you know, Taylor being more of a boxer, technician. Pretty much like Mikey. Mikey's a technician, you know. He's very patient, and he picks his shots, and he uses his angles and his pivots and stuff.
And you know what Mikey does too? And see, he tries to do it on the down low. Mikey sets traps. He gets them to open up, and then Mikey says, "That's exactly what I want. Take this counter with you."
Yeah, so I do agree with that, but I think he's right about breaking him down with the body shots, as far as having Prograis break Josh Taylor down, and in the beginning of the fight and towards the end. Then I think that's gonna help out a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting fight. Actually, it starts broadcasting at 11 o'clock a.m. on the Zone.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, you got to
where are they fighting?
Well, in London.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, exactly. So the time is different there. But you know what? I just want to jab at this a little bit, Mikey. I can see Mikey Garcia taking on the winner of Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor. How does that sound, Mikey?
That sounds like a great idea. You know, I'd get to fight the winner of the 140-pound tournament, you know, and I'd be fighting a unified champion. You know, that'd be a terrific matchup. That's something that could very likely happen sometime maybe next year. You know, I want to get back in the ring, get me another fight or two, and then we'd be ready to face, you know, guys like them. You know, guys who are active and world champions. You know, hungry, strong guys like that.
You know, we had a Regis on the show, I want to say about maybe 2 months ago, and he spoke highly of you. And I said, what's your dream match? Who would you like to fight? And he mentioned a name that's been on his radar, but he said, you know what, it'd just be an honor. And I'm going to have to play that back sometime. It'd be an honor to get in the ring with Mikey. He said, because he's so smart and a technician. He said, that'll bring out the best in me. I
think that would be a great fight. I mean, like I said, if he wins this fight, you know, maybe we do one fight in between, and maybe we can, you know, share that ring together.
There you are.
That would be awesome.
I'm looking forward to that.
That would really be great.
I mean, because Mikey, he has that flexibility. He does. And I'm hearing, you know, that around that Riverside area, that the tortillas are on hit. So I can't see Mikey going back down to 135s. I can see him at that 140.
Right.
Capitalizing on that 140 division and as well as having fun at 147.
Yeah.
We can definitely come down to 40. I mean, I can fight at 40 or 47. I mean, depending on who's available, you know, what kind of opponents are available, I'm willing to take on anybody.
And that's it. And I see that. No, I see that because you know what? Everybody's mentioning everybody. And it's not, when they don't mention Mikey, it's not because they don't know he's there. He's one of the most avoided opponents out there.
I know that.
Because no matter who you are, he makes you fight. He's in your chest, and you're forced to fight a fight and feel uncomfortable doing it.
You know why? Because, Mikey, you come to fight, you come to win, and you put your heart on the line. And I think people are afraid of that, you know?
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm always willing to take on any challenge, and I'm there to test myself, test my opponents, you know, to the fullest, and you know, see that's the way it is.
Right.
Yeah. And you know what it is too? When he comes in the ring with that cowboy hat, it's a wrap, bro.
I love that.
It's serious. It's a wrap. It does something to a man when he's looking at that. He's like, oh man, this dude has time to put his hat on.
Exactly.
He don't give a damn about me. He's about to kick my ass right now.
Exactly.
But he has to make sure that ring walk, he's kicking everybody's ass just on that fashion alone.
Right. Yeah.
And not everybody can rock that hat.
He rocks that hat.
No, he
good.
does. Yeah, he
does.
does.
You do, Mikey.
Yeah,
you rock it good.
Thanks.
Yeah, he has it going on. He knows he does, man. He got style and pizzazz, but he's making it happen, and he's humble. He's very humble. And you know what? Oh, you know what? When we do that segment, because we talked about that, we got to get to that story on how it all began, Carol. I mean, that's a whole, when he talks about his dad,
Yep.
and when he talks about
Eduardo.
the upbringing, the sacrifice,
I know.
and laid down the pavement, laid everything down,
Yeah.
his own career down for his boys.
Yeah.
When Mikey talks about him, because I did the interview, you see him glow. He becomes another person, like a kid in a candy store. I did the one-on-one interview,
I saw
and
that.
I started to glow because just to hear this man acknowledge exactly where it starts from, and that
The
paved
passion and
exactly
everything.
that paved the way and the discipline. And you know what? Your dad hasn't missed a beat, man.
My dad is still at the gym every day, man. You know, that's what's keeping him
That
going,
is,
you know, young. And I mean, he just loves boxing too much to say goodbye, you know. And he started it all, you know, with my older brother, Danny, and Robert, and Fernando. And I mean, you know, it's great to, you know, see what his work, you know, it has given, you know, to the sport of boxing. You know, what he started, you know, and look who we are now,
Right.
and it's still going. You know, it's still not over.
Hey, Mikey, ask him a question for me next time. Just ask him, did he ever expect it would reach these heights and where it's at now?
I'll make sure I ask him. I'll make sure to ask him because I'll give you my thought. I don't think he expected it to be at this level, but I'll make sure I ask him to get that answer from him.
Yeah, please do.
Was your father a fighter, Mikey? Was he an amateur
he
fighter?
Never. My father never competed. Actually, he did a little bit of training when he was a young kid. Like he tells us when he was like 15, 16, 17. He did some training in Mexico, but never competed.
Okay.
But he's always loved the sport. And
Absolutely.
later, you know, when he was out here in the States, he would take my older brother Danny to different boxing gyms just to see other professionals train. And he started to focus more on learning how to become a trainer. Since he was no longer going to be a fighter, he wanted to learn how to become a trainer and teach his son, my oldest brother Danny. And that's how he started into training.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's an awesome story, man.
That really is.
No, it is, and it's captivating because usually, in our respect, those stories are told after we lose our loved ones. But to continue to tell that story and his journey, continue to write chapters in it. Right. I mean, that's unreal.
And he continues to be able to share all of the, special times with his sons. Yeah. He gets to see his son fight, and he gets to be there, and that's, you're very blessed to be able to have that still.
Yes, thank you. I know we are. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mike, there's something I want to talk to you about. Like I said, I'm going to start the 6-week challenge, so I need some recovery, my man. I got a torn ACL, and until I find a good surgeon, I'm not going to go in there under the knife just yet. But I'm hearing about something that can help me with the discomfort that I'm having. And I want you to tell me about the pound-for-pound PCD. Tell me what that's all about, and tell me why this is different. I did some research, and I heard good things about it.
Yes, look, I want to let you, get you a little bit of info on it because, CBD, that's
CBD,
what's
right
out there. CBD, just
CBD.
the 3 letters, CBD.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of brands coming out, and there's a lot of different manufacturers.
Mm-hmm.
There's different ways of extracting that, and there's still some negative connotation depending on who you're talking to. I mean, a lot of people still believe that comes from marijuana. We're still maybe not as accepted as other medicines.
Mm-hmm.
So I chose to create my own product. My product is called Pound for Pound CBD. Pound for Pound CBD. We found the perfect manufacturer that extracts CBD from hemp. Hemp being kind of like a cousin plant to marijuana, but the plant does not contain THC. The THC element is what gets that high, that gets the marijuana user high.
Right.
The hemp doesn't contain THC, and that's why we're able to extract more CBD and use a clean product, for our line of CBD products that we have. And it's great for a lot of use. I personally use it. I use CBD for my swelling, for my knuckles, my hands. I get, we're punching all day. You got a lot of
inflammation,
bruising on inflammation and swelling, and then just bruising. So I have an ointment, salve, an ointment that I can put on my hands. It's a topical ointment, and it goes on like a lotion, and that works very well for any part of the body, any discomfort, muscle aches, anything like that. That works very well. I've given it to a lot of people, family members, and friends, and I get very good response from everybody.
That's great.
But I also have an oil, a little trinket, a little oil. The oil will go, a couple drops. There's different milligram dosages. We start at 750 milligrams. We go up to 1,500 milligrams and up to 3,000. 3,000 milligrams being for, more severe pain, or someone in surgery is trying to recover and trying to avoid the Tylenols and the narcotics,
right. Vicodin and the pain medicines
and all that.
Yeah.
You want to keep away from that. So we have a 3,000 milligram dosage of CBD. But again, all this is 100% clear CBD, clean CBD, no THC. You can never get high, no matter the dosage. You're never going to get high. And it really does help with all of the same inflammation, the pain. Helps with recovery process. And it also, if you want to relax and then have a better night's sleep, a lot of people that have anxiety or have insomnia or anything type that needs to allow the body to relax and kind of just mellow out a little bit, we have a lower dosage, like I said, the 750, and even gummies. We have gummies that are available.
Edibles.
And I mean, for sleeping, patterns, you take a little bit of CBD oil at night, 20 minutes before bedtime, and you should start feeling your body kind of get a little heavy, relax a little bit, and that allows you to sleep much better throughout the night. Now, if you take it during the day, it's not going to put you to sleep. It doesn't put you to sleep. What it does is just allows your body to relax a little bit. And being able that you're relaxing helps you go to sleep.
Right.
If you use it throughout the day, like people that have anxiety, I give it to my mom. My mom My dad, my mom, they're a little older, so they still get anxiety here and there. So I told them to try this, and they've given me very good feedback.
Good.
So you take it in the morning, take a couple of drops of the CBD, and all it does, it just mellows you out a little bit. You're still able to function perfectly fine. You're not drunk, you're not high, you're not lightheaded, but just your body gets that little warmth, from the CBD that allows you to relax, and now you don't have to be all anxious about things that you got going on throughout the day. So we have that. We got gummies, and we have the balm, the ointment. All great products for different uses. The more you read about it, the more you realize that it's a great product. There's other products out there that still contain THC. They're sold as CBD, but they'll contain like a 3-to-1 ratio THC. And those products, I don't mess with because they contain THC, and I don't want to be popped for anything like that for the
if you get tested,
commissions and boxing. Yes, we get tested. So before I even started my product, I had a few samples, and I gave them to the commissions, to the VADA anti-drug doping agency, and also USADA, and I gave them products so that they could test it and confirm with me if it was okay for me to take, and they did their analysis on it, the analysis on it, and they came back, told me that they're 100% free of THC. They have no THC. I'm clear. I can use it. I can use it training camp for my testing, and nothing ever comes out positive for drugs. Great. It's great. So that's why I can really push my product, because I know it works, and it's 100% clean. No THC, no drugs. It's all medicinal, and it's just a great product. I'm really big on it.
Mikey, I want a whole basket of it, man.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get some of that.
No, I'm serious. I really
doubt.
I need to try your product on my knee, and just sometimes I'm just so fatigued. By day, I'm a safety officer, so I work with the juveniles, 7th, 8th graders, high schoolers, and from locking gates to doing investigations, what have you. And it has its toll on me. But half of it's mental. But honestly, I want to try your product. I want to be a spokesperson for the product and say, look, I really tried it, and this is what it's doing for me. I got a torn ACL on my left knee. I want to try it right now.
Me too.
Look, I'll just send you some product.
Sounds good, man.
When we get off here, you can give me your address. Give me an address that you want me to send some product to you, and I'll gladly send you some product.
Sounds
I definitely
good.
want to be a spokesperson.
Anybody else that wants to try it, they can obviously order online, p4pcbd.com. It's very simple, p4pcbd.com.
That's great.
There you go. Or what they can do is, when we really sit down with some business, man, they can get a hold of the fighter's voice, man, who endorses it, and they can, hey, we'll work it out right here.
That's
We'll be that spokesperson, man.
That'd be perfect.
I definitely want to try it and give you my feedback on it and give you my honest take on it. But I've been hearing good reviews and good things about the product. For you to put your name on it, because I know coming up, you've had a lot of offers to endorse different products, different things, but you're very careful and very picky on what you endorse and what you put your logo on in your name.
Yes.
So for you to do that, it's already a slam dunk. It's already a done deal.
Right.
Yes, thank you. Like I said, that's how much I believe in it, and before I put my name on anything, I had to make sure that it was a product that I can stand behind. I'm not just gonna put my name on something, to make a quick buck. That's not what this is about. I want to help people. I know a lot of fighters and just people in general sometimes don't have access to medicines, to costly medicine, and plus a lot of stuff can be harmful over the long term.
The side effects and stuff.
So this is natural. That is not gonna harm you. We've done extensive testing, and there's nothing harmful about it at all. It's all good for you, and it's affordable for people to use. Sometimes you can't afford insurance. Not everybody. Most boxers don't have insurance. But instead of taking Tylenols and different pain medicine, you can use some of my product, and it's good for the body. It helps you.
Yeah, that sounds like an amazing product. I mean, I'm definitely going to be a spokesperson for that, and I'm going to try it and give you my feedback because I have trouble with anxiety myself at times, and I think that that's something that I would like to try. I haven't tried CBD before, so I definitely will be trying that.
Great.
Sounds good, man.
Great.
And can't wait for that. Hey, I do want to say this, Mikey, and I want you're on my bucket list, my man, but I got to get in shape. I would love, it'd be an honor to go one round with the champ one day, man.
Oh, for sure. We could always do that. That could be one of the segments if you want. We can do a friendly sparring session between you and me. Little, just to get some experience there, and so you could say that you went around with me.
That would be awesome.
That'd be great, man. So I'm looking forward to that.
And I would love to mitt you down. I want to do the mitts with you.
Well, you can also come down if you're up for it.
Yes, I will be there.
Yes. Mikey, I gotta ask you this. You love the sweet science. You love boxing. You made a living with it. Your children's children don't have to work. You made a great living, and praise God for that. But have you ever thought about doing an exhibition? Because your name seems to come up. I don't know why. It's just it hit the media. It hit the media today actually about Conor McGregor wanting to have an exhibition with you. Did you hear anything about that?
I haven't. I've been away from my phone with social media throughout the day. I've been busy with other projects, so I haven't heard that. But I mean, if that's something that he's interested in, or something that the people are asking for, I mean, I'm down to do that. I'll tell you, I won't gain any financial money for that. I would donate all that that we generate. My portion of my
Wow.
if there's any money coming out of that exhibition or whatever, my portion would be donated. I wouldn't keep anything like that. I wouldn't feel right taking money from an exhibition.
God bless you for that.
There you go.
I would make a donation to I'll find the right charity, the right foundation, or the right program to donate that money.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But if he's willing to do it, and it's something that the people are starting to get excited for, and we get the right piece of the puzzle together, then I'm down. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it. And then together we can knock out addiction. Because that's one thing that gets overlooked. I mean, we're still fighting a cure for cancer. We're still fighting with people, that have different diseases.
Heart disease.
I don't want to overlook addiction.
Yeah, you're right about that.
And a lot of people get a bad rap with addiction. Those people that are addicted to substance, I don't think they go to sleep that night saying, when I wake up in the morning, I want to be addicted. I want to be where I'm out of control. No, they go to sleep just like everybody else, and people need to recognize that it is a disease. It's an addiction.
Right.
But before people judge, people have an addiction for adultery. People have an addiction for obesity. People have an addiction for not wanting to work. People have an addiction for alcohol. So I'm saying that before we point our fingers and say, you know what, they're an addict, or they have no control over it.
Right.
Okay, and we can't turn our back on them. They're human beings just like us.
That's right.
I'll give you an example. I work at the school, and I'm asked to work there in the morning, to get there in the morning. When I get there, Mikey, it's dark. And a lot of the people say, "Oh, so you're there in the morning? You got to wake up all the bums, right?" And I said, "No, I don't wake up any bums. I wake up the homeless. I wake them up every morning. I haven't met a bum in my whole life. I met a homeless person."
Oh, that's nice.
And check this out,
It's nice
Carol.
of you to say
when
that.
I'm there in the morning, I know them by name now. You know what?
Yeah.
And I just talk to them like a regular person.
Right.
Like regular
Well, they
people,
are a
man.
regular
Yeah,
person.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just I tell them you can't be here because school's going to start and they got to leave.
Right.
You know, I don't know where I went off on that one. That one just that was a free one. That was a free one. That was something
But
new.
it meant something. It had meaning, and it's the truth.
It did mean something. I see that look in your eye, Carol. I know you got about 1 million questions for Mikey, but you can only have 10,000, okay? So shoot away, Carol.
Let's see. I've been hearing in the news, some future fights that possibly could be put together. So I'm sure.
Don't you dare say that name. We're going to say that for the end.
Okay.
No, go ahead. No, you go ahead,
No.
Carol. No, I want you to. I want to see what Mikey says. Go ahead.
First of all, I've been hearing that there's negotiations for a lucrative deal with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom and DAZN. Is that correct, or is that just kind of just rumors out there?
Well, with every rumor, there's some truth, and
like
it starts with some, conversations.
Right.
We've been talking with Eddie Hearn and people from the Zone for about a year or a little over a year now. So that's where maybe the rumor as far as deep negotiations comes from. When we have been talking, there have been some attempts to maybe offer me a multi-fight deal, but I still haven't agreed to anything. We've been in, like I said, in conversations.
Right.
Anything further than that, there have been some names, tossed up just as possible opponents in the future and possible matchups like that, but nothing has been official, like on paper. Here's a contract. Here's what we can do for you, for X number of fights, X number of years, or X amount of money. Nothing like that has been officially proposed, because, like I said, we've been in conversation, and that's pretty much where that's at.
Well, that's a good thing. So there was some truth to that. That's a good thing.
Yes.
That's good. Okay.
Ask that $1 million question.
Okay. You want me to ask it now, or you want to wait?
Ask it. Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about, but I know.
Okay. So, I'm sure everybody's dying to know if there's any truth to you fighting Pacquiao in the very near future, or in the coming new year.
Well, we have been, in conversation with his team as well. I spoke to some of his handlers, and he's got some obligations right now with the Filipino government.
Right.
And he's in the Philippines right now, and he's got some obligations through his Senate and Congress, and then the government out there. So he's not really looking at a date right now. As far as I know, he's very busy right now in his country, and there's no date in sight right now for him to get back in the ring. That being said, they did mention a possible fight with me and Manny Pacquiao sometime in 2020, that they would like to do that. They're interested in a fight like that. There's a few names that they're interested, not just myself. There's a few names. My name was brought up, and they are interested.
Great.
But just like Danny Garcia fight with him, Errol Spence with him, he has a lot of options. So my name was brought up. I mean, I would love the fight. I would love that fight. I think the fans would really be excited for a fight between me and Manny. I think everybody would love that kind of fight, and I hope we can land that. I really hope we can get that, but it's still not anything done. There's no paperwork. There's no real definitive yes to it.
Right. So in the meantime, what do you think is going to be next for you, Mikey? What fight you think you might come up in the meantime? Would that be possibly Danny Garcia, or
I want to get back in the ring right now.
Yeah.
And I know it's kind of end of the year. Not all the fighters are available, and so it's not quite that easy to get a fight or secure a big fight, because the names that are there are already either occupied or on a break. So I just want to get something just to get back, and then look for something big in 2020.
That sounds like...
So if I get a fight, in December, January, it would just be, it wouldn't be a huge, title fight. It'd just be a fight, just to get back.
Right.
But then look for bigger fights in the rest of 2020.
That sounds like a great plan.
It is a great plan. Well, see, one thing about Mikey, I want him to finish what he's doing and taking on all these monsters. I want Mikey to take on Bud Crawford. Plain and simple, period. I mean, he's one of the most avoided fighters. Mikey's not avoiding him.
No, he doesn't avoid anybody.
Serious. Honestly, I think Mikey would do great for that.
Yeah, he's down all right.
No, I'm serious. And people are probably say, Richard, he's crazy. But you know what? They've been telling Mikey he's crazy his whole life. And he continues to win, and even like when you took that layoff and your first fight back was against one of the toughest guys out there, and the second round he was out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you loaded up on that right hand. You loaded up on that.
I'm available. I'm ready to fight anybody. I've been telling everybody ever since I came back. In 2016, I just wanted to fight everybody and anybody, the best out there. So I wanted to step in the ring with anybody.
You had a layoff there for a while, right?
Yes.
You had like a 2.5 years?
Yeah. Yeah, 2.5 years.
And to come back and not miss a beat?
Nope. That's awesome.
And that's what I was going to ask you. What did you think of Manny Pacquiao's performance of looking, I don't want to use the word novice, just not looking like Manny Pacquiao usually looks. Oh, okay, you're already setting that up right there. Our producer just put up a picture of you and Manny right now. He's kind of,
that looked good.
It did look good.
Yeah.
It looked real.
It did look good.
There you go.
Look,
there you go.
Manny's a living legend, and he impressed me a lot. I think he impressed a lot of observers. He basically turned the clock back, 10 years, because we had not seen that kind of Manny in a long time.
Yeah. Right.
His last few fights, he would take a few more rounds to get warmed up. It wouldn't be until like the 5th round when he would start picking up the pace. This fight with Keith Thurman, he came round number 1 with the aggressive pace, relentless, nonstop, and knocked him down. Kept that pace going throughout the entire night. I mean, he picked up the pace even more at the end of the fight. So it was impressive the way he fought, how he was able to keep that up even at this age. That just adds to the impressive factor.
Carol, when I'm hearing this, and when I, my sources told me about that being a possibility, right? Honestly, and I'm not alone. I really don't want to see that fight, only because I know Sean, and he's a great guy. I know the Garcia. No, I do. The Garcias.
I hear you.
But I got a bone to pick with Robert, because he said we're going to tear up some homemade tortillas, and we haven't done that. we haven't done that yet. But no, you're talking about 2 beautiful camps, 2 beautiful teams.
I know.
And Manny, as you know, he sent that video, thumbs up for Richie, all the way from the Philippines. And
yes.
How do I root for one over the other? I really understand it's a business. It's a business.
It's hard, but it's a business.
And if somebody was to ask me and say what sign it was to go on, I'd say, you know what? They're both winners.
Yes, exactly.
I would just leave it at that.
And be happy for whoever.
And that'll probably be the first fight in my whole history that I didn't pick a winner or loser.
Oh yeah,
because they're both winners, man. I really don't want them to fight, man. I don't.
Yeah.
And Mike goes, "What are you talking about? Don't you want to go to the track and try out my new cars?"
Let's do it.
Mike goes, "No, we got to fight, man. There's some more cars on my list, so no, we got to make that happen, man."
For sure.
And you've been doing well for yourself. You've been giving back to the community, man. And I'm sure you hear this all the time, man. But one of these days, may not be this year, maybe next year, man. Maybe come down to one of the high schools, man, and talk to these kids, man. I mean, because I work with these kids, and I try to get a hold of them before, they start heading down that road. And sometimes it don't matter what I say. It matters what Mikey Garcia says.
Oh, well, then let me get done with my next obligation, my next fight, whenever that is, and I can come after my fight and spend some time at one of the schools, that you ask me to come, or visit some of the kids.
Yeah. That would be great.
We can definitely do that.
That would really be great.
No, that's class act right there.
Also, too, do you have what advice would you give the young upcoming boxers?
That's a good question.
For a young boxer, depending on, what are we talking about, turning pro or amateurs?
Amateurs that are wanting to turn pro, or I guess it really doesn't matter, to be quite honest. Just any advice that you can give any young fighter with your experience and your history and you being a 5-time world champ.
Well, in general, for anybody that's about to either start the career or start pro. It's just about never giving up, always pushing forward to learn,
right?
Learn more. You can never stop learning. Like, I get kids asking me, or they're not asking, but just telling me that they want to be like me when they grow up, that they want to be, that they appreciate, that they admire my boxing, and they want to be like me. And I always tell them, no, look, you got to be better than me. You got to want to be better than me. If you have big dreams, you will accomplish them, but you just got to keep pushing hard and hard and hard to it. You can't be complete. You can't be satisfied with just a little bit. You got to be able to dream big and then push hard for it. Anything's possible. You got to put in the time. You got to put in the dedication.
Right.
But if you really want it, you can accomplish it.
Absolutely right. That's good advice right there.
Very good
advice.
Funny you said that, because I gave Ali a compliment. I said, "Man, you're the best out here." And he said, "Richard, be better than me. Be better than this." Actually, he's the one who gave the nickname, because we're the fighter's voice, and he gave me the nickname. No, the fighter's voice. He was the only voice.
Yes.
So we use that little hook there, man. Big shout out to Ali, man. He's tearing it up. He's definitely the GOAT at what he does.
Yes.
I mean, everybody tries to mimic, and they got their own style, but Ali makes it happen, man. He has a great team around him, and he's good at his craft, man. There he is.
Yep.
And he's a real close friend of the families, man. I see him at your guys' quinceañeras.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
He's there when you guys are opening presents. No, serious. One time they even wrapped him in a tamale. He got so close with his camera, man. I mean, Mikey wrapped him up.
He gets in there, doesn't he?
No,
he gets in there.
We've known Enli for over 10 years now. So
wow, I didn't know that.
He's basically like a cousin, like a family member. So
he's always in your gym taking video, you know.
Always at the gym, and he's always supported us.
Yeah.
And we always supported him as well.
That's really awesome.
There you go. Earlier you said you were talking about your supplement and comparing it to the other supplement. I'm gonna go back, and you made a reference. You go, well, they're not really the same. They're like cousins. Remember you said that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I remember one time I was young. Fresh out of high school, and my mom said, she goes, mijo, grab me something to drink. And I said, Mom, do you want the Modelo or the Corona? And she goes, it don't matter, they're cousins. so when you said that, I was thinking back about what you said. I mean,
that's pretty funny.
Maybe not that close of a cousin.
No,
yeah, not that close.
No.
Maybe not that. Maybe what I'm talking about is more like second cousins.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
or
there you
maybe
go.
a stepbrother or something. Yeah,
I love that.
There you go. He said, not that close, huh?
That is funny.
Yeah, no, not that close.
I like that.
So on your free time, I'm going to ask him what he likes to drink on your free time. So one of these days, we'll crack one open. What's your preference?
Well, I really don't drink a lot. I mean, I'll have a drink with friends just to kind of socialize and hang out. But I don't really have a preference. I don't have a specific brand or beer that I choose. I don't. In fact, I actually like to stay away from beer. I'm not a
there you
beer
go.
drinker.
Good for you.
I mean, I'll have a beer, but I'm not a beer drinker.
Right.
I've had other drinks, mixed drinks, but like I said, I'm not a big drinker. So, I mean, anything in moderation is okay. I mean, one is okay. I won't continue.
Right. That's good because especially for training and everything else.
And that's the life you need to live too. Yeah. For these 6 weeks, I'm not gonna have a beer.
Oh, there you go.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you should cut out alcohol when you're trying to do a diet.
No, it's just more of a it's a challenge because I'm competitive and it's a change of lifestyle.
Yeah, it is a change of lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely,
definitely.
Absolutely. Because I got to get tip top shape, man. I'm gonna go around with the champ.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna do mitts with him after.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. Yeah.
Speaking of training, what do you do or not do when you don't have a fight lined up or you don't have a date to fight? Is your training the same? Are you always staying ready, or do you?
I mean, look, when I'm not in any fight, I mean, I do go to the gym once in a while, like 2-3 days out of the week, just to get some activity.
Sure. But
it's not the same intensity, of course. It's not going to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not on diet either. I'll eat, whatever I want. I mean, like I said, even though it's whatever I want, but in moderation. I mean, I won't overdo it, for days and days and days.
Mm-hmm.
But I do enjoy food, and I'll work out, like I said, 2 or 3 days out of the week. Sometimes I'll even get some sparring. Sometimes I'll get some light rounds just to help the other guys, and it keeps me in shape as well.
Right. Keeps you active.
Yes.
That's good.
He's tip-top shape. Hey, I wanted to let you know, man, you did a great job on PBC on Fox.
Oh, thanks.
Broadcasting. No, you did a very good job there.
Yeah, thanks. Well, it's almost like a natural thing. I mean, we're talking boxing. I mean, I know boxing, so
yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's like talking, to a friend. It's just
second nature
on a mic and on TV. But I'm just talking, boxing. It's what I know most.
No, it was very natural because you could tell some guys that just try a little too hard, and it was just natural. It was just like two guys talking in the backyard about some dream fights and breaking down a big boxing match. So he did really well.
Oh, no doubt. That's for sure.
So what is the dream match with Mikey? Who would you like to fight? It doesn't matter what era, present, future. Who would you like to share the ring with?
I would have loved to share the ring with Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, there you go.
I would have loved to have shared the ring with Floyd, and I mean, it's not gonna happen. But if it had, I mean, I think it would have been a great experience, great matchup. I think I would have done very well. I have always considered him the best that I've ever seen, so I would love to get in the ring with him and see how good he really is.
There you are.
Speaking of how good a person is,
I think I could have been a good challenge for him.
I know you would have. You would have hit those arms and brought those arms down, and you would have just hit the hips, and you would have cut the ring off and made him work. He can move his head all he wants, but you would have been hitting elbows and everything to soften him up.
Yeah.
I have a question though that with what you just brought up. This is from Eric Luceros, and this is with regards to Errol Spence fight.
Okay.
If that's okay. Or should we?
No, ask away, man.
Go ahead.
With the fact of knowing that Errol Spence had the advantage with his range and his height, was his power what it's really cracked up to be?
No.
You know?
It's not.
I mean, was his punches heavier or harder than any other fighter that you ever previously fought, or was it more or less than you anticipated? I'm sure there's a lot of people that were curious to know that.
Yeah, I've actually I've gotten asked that, and I've answered them many times. He's not as strong as I believe. Coming into a fight, I was expecting a stronger, bigger guy. His punch are heavy, but not as heavy as I expected it.
Okay.
Heavier, stronger fighter. I would say actually Sergey Lipinets hit harder than him. Just had a bigger thump to the punch and just stronger in that way. Spence is strong and he is big. Mm-hmm. He's very effective, but he was not as heavy as I expected. I was expecting something a lot bigger, a lot heavier and stronger.
Okay. Interesting.
And
That's
the experience you got in there as well, and able just to take it and move forward with it. And I'm looking forward to all these moves and experiences that you seem to have in your career. Now,
Definitely.
Okay, I'm gonna put the promoter's hat on you right now. What's the dream match that you could put together, not including yourself, that you can put together, and also what fight needs to be made today so the fans can see this fight better sooner than later?
Well, I think you would want to see Errol Spence against Terrence Crawford. Mm-hmm. I think that's the one that should be done right now.
Yeah.
Both in their prime, both world champions. I think there's no other matchup quite like that right now. So that should be done. That the fans, I'm sure, would love to see that. And I mean, if I could put a fight together, I would probably do Wilder and Tyson Fury again, because they have some unfinished business.
Right.
They should fight again, and the sooner the better. Before any other fight gets done, they should fight. But I mean, it's not always as easy as we would want it to be. Yeah. I understand different promotion, channel, TV alignments and stuff. It's difficult, as a business and promotion. It's not as easy. But those are the two matchups that I think should be done.
No, those are both good matches that need to be done, and possibly will be done soon. So tell us about the new expansion of the gym, Robert Garcia's Boxing Academy.
Yeah, my brother expanded the gym because, he's so busy with all the professionals, right? And sometimes we're taking up space between each other during the training sessions that he needed, a bigger space so he could have more boxers training, on their heavy bags and speed bags and everything. Now he's got 3 boxing rings there in his gym, and he can also close off that new addition to it for like more private sessions, for certain sparring sessions that you don't want people maybe around for.
Right.
So
Sure.
that's the purpose of that. And he's got an amateur program started with Pita. Pita, his son, my nephew, has started his amateur program for young kids from 8 to 15, 16 years old, and he needed some space, so that's why they chose to expand the gym.
Oh, that's really
there
great.
You go. Now, when you talk to him, because I've interviewed his nephew too, he is a student of the game. His boxing IQ is through the roof.
Oh, I saw some videos
really
from your buddy Elsie. What's his name?
And
Ellie.
Yeah, and
Ellie.
Ellie.
Yeah. I've seen videos of him. He's very knowledgeable.
No, he knows talent too.
Yeah.
He has a great sense of humor too.
How old is he? How old is he?
He's 23, 24.
Oh yeah, he's young.
He's young. He's young, but he is very, very smart, and he's very dedicated to the sport. He's dedicated, and building the fighters, and he'll take on the the fights. He'll travel with the fighter. He'll take care of the corner himself. My brother might be one city and he's in another city, and they got matches the same day, the same weekend. So my nephew takes on those responsibilities at times where he has to go on his own and handle the corner by himself with his assistants.
No, he makes it happen. Hey, Mikey, check this out, man. Hey, we'll take the W, baby. How about them Cowboys?
Oh, how about them Cowboys, baby?
That's right. We'll take that W. Seriously, we'll take that W.
We're in it. We're still there.
We're still in it, man.
People were starting to, think that we weren't gonna do anything anymore. But look, that's football,
Exactly.
You gotta learn to adjust, and then you make some changes. You make some movements, and then you gotta keep moving forward. And look, we're there.
Exactly. Hey, I heard something that either you or your brother or your nephew, you actually have one of the authentic chairs from Texas Stadium, the original stadium. See,
I don't.
That's what I heard.
Rumor.
That's
that must be a rumor.
That's what I heard, because when they knocked it down, I heard that he had some seats to it.
Oh wow.
I was kind of ear hustling.
I had heard that you could at the time have actually taken the seats, but I never got one.
Oh, okay. Well, I just heard that.
That would have been cool, though. That would have been cool.
Well, speaking of rumors, man, nobody ever talked about, how did that conversation go with your brother and Dana White? Because I'm hearing Dana White's going to put his hat in the sport of boxing.
Yeah.
I mean, can you share? Can you elaborate? Can you let us know?
I don't know so much. Honestly, I don't know so much. I did have conversation with him a few years ago. And he was excited, he was interested, but he never, was able to get it off, and build his boxing promotions. So I don't know where that went. Recently I heard some excitement again that he's ready to put something together and get some boxing going. So if that's the case, well, he already has my number. We could sit down and discuss, working together in the future. I'm willing to work with anybody that does well and is honest and puts the right fights together and can allow me to work, comfortably. I don't want to have any questions or doubts on how things are working.
Right.
You got to be transparent. You got to be clear, transparent about everything, and we can work together with anybody.
That's good.
Mike was a free agent making it happen. I wish I could pull that picture. There was a picture of Mikey and Robert chilling with Floyd Mayweather wearing Team Mayweather hats.
Oh, really?
Well, he gave him the hats, but he
but
give you
still,
guys that check.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that picture.
Yeah, it was a while back.
Floyd came down. Yeah, a couple years ago, he came down to the gym to watch me work out, and we never got anything else going, but I mean, he did show a lot of interest early on, and if he's still interested or he wants to do something, we can always go back and discuss, options we can do.
Hey, that would have been great if Mikey's people would have said, okay, secure the door.
Right.
Lace up Floyd.
Right.
I got some extra boots. I got some trucks.
I asked him.
Oh, did you?
I asked him, hey, you really want to get to know how good I am? Get in the ring with me. Let's start a couple rounds. And he said he was retired. He says, "No, bro, I'm retired, but I know every inch of that ring." I'm like, I know you do. Let's get in there so you can see how much I know of the ring. And he said no. He says, "No, I'm retired, bro. I'm here to watch you train. I'm here to see you."
Shoot.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, you should have said, never mind the ring we got to climb, and let's go on the one to the left, that's floor level. You know that small one? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let him run all he wants in that small one. See
That's
what happens.
Small one, he can't run.
Yeah.
They do. Listen, I've been to the gym on Thursdays, and I think that sparring Thursdays, I mean, some of those are they just let loose in there.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, that's how you learn. That's how you gain more experience, and also that's the best way to get in shape, So we're protected, we watch their sparring, make sure that if there's any moment where they get hurt or something happens, the beat out of my brother will step in and call it, and then stop sparring. But I mean, you have to let the guys work. I mean, if you're just playing around, then you're not going to learn, you're not going to develop.
Right.
Exactly. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to put this question on hold. It's probably a question I don't want to ask you on the air because I don't want to disrespect anybody or rub anybody the wrong way. But I was going to ask the question that always asked of me to ask you. And I said, no, I'll just wait. So when I talk to you in person and without a camera, I'm gonna ask that question of you.
Okay.
Mikey. Yeah, it's something I don't want to do on the air. And once I do, you're probably gonna understand 100%. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I just wanted to throw that out there. But no, Carol, I mean, for my man to take time out of his busy schedule and acknowledge that there is kids hurting out there in the school system, acknowledge that there is people in pain with addiction, and wanting to, if there is another big fight, and you know the value that it can be, wanting to make a donation to a charitable cause or somebody that can use it. I mean, hands down, class act. Champion
for sure.
Inside and outside of the ring.
That's for darn sure.
And unfortunately, there's a lot of fighters that would not even think of doing such a thing, and they're on top of the mountain, so to speak.
True.
But your mom and dad raised you right, my man.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. You know, it's a humble family, you know, and that's, you know, my mom and dad, you know, raised us well and as best as they could, and I mean, I think we've turned out, you know, pretty well. We've turned out pretty decent.
Exactly, man. Well, listen, I'm going to let you go. Carol, in 10 seconds, man, I'm going to give you another question because Carol's just itching right now.
No, I don't have another question, but I just wanted to say thank you for always giving your all when you're in the ring and for being a humble person as well as a fantastic fighter and bringing all the excitement that you do to your fights and to your fans. And thanks for bringing the new product to the world that's going to help people recover. And I'm definitely going to be one of your spokespeople for that. So
thank you. I appreciate it.
Looking forward to that.
Yes,
and I'll make sure I send you guys product.
For sure.
I'll send you some product, you know, pound for pound CBD. I'll send it to you guys so you guys can really
definitely
use it and try it and then speak well on it.
Definitely, for sure. And it was a pleasure having you on the Fighter's Voice.
Thank you. Always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Mikey. Anything you want to say to all your fans, friends, and followers that watch and support Pound for Pound, one of the greats, yourself?
Oh well, thanks. I mean, we're not done. You know, I still
Absolutely.
got a lot more to give, and I wanna give my fans, you know, much more memorable fights and nights to remember me by, and I'm very happy to be here for you guys. You know, this is for all my fans. So just want to thank them like I always do.
That's great.
There you go. Now listen, I'm going to close. It's going to take about 10 seconds to close. I'm going to keep you on the air because I'm going to ask you that question. I'm going to make sure mics are off. I'm going to take the headset off and make sure, KP, you cut the sound so it's not going to be recorded. But I just got to ask you. I'm going to ask you as soon as we dismiss right now. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Richard Ortiz of The Fighter's Voice, the only voice that matters. And like Mikey Garcia, we're simply knocking out the competition. As always, it's a wrap here in Fresno, California. Thumbs up for Richie.
Okay, fight fans, it's not goodbye, but until next week.
Remember,
It's always voiceography at its finest. So on behalf of Richard Ortiz, Cole ESCOVEDO, the special guests, and all the crew right here at the Kick-Ass Podcast, saying hasta luego, babies. And always, thanks for listening.